and welcome to the Post Point Podcast. Today we are going to be talking about monomuculosis, and all three of us here at this table have had it at one point in our life, so we all can share our experiences. I'm Victor, I'm the videographer.
I'm Alyssa, I'm an online reporter.
I'm Brayden, and I'm just here.
Alright, so what was your experience with mono?
Oh my god. I could not even begin to explain. It was a nightmare. I could not sleep. My throat was extremely sore, tonsils swollen, I couldn't swallow. There was so much night sweats. It was like awful. I can't even explain it any more than that, honestly.
What about you?
It wasn't like the worst thing I've ever had, but it was pretty awful because I got it right before I was going on a vacation for or a trip for archery, and I was having like 103-degree fevers, so it was like you just couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
It was winter, so it was like either it'd be hot in the house because it was cold outside, and then you'd be hot, and like it was just sweats and sore throat. So it was not fun, that is for sure.
Yeah, for me, I think it was really, like, I got mine, like, a week before this quarter started, fall quarter, so I had to, like, drop 2 of my physical classes here because I still was, like, really bad, like, a week and a half in. But for me, it was the sore throat. It got so bad that I literally had to I was, like, laying in bed, and I just had, like, this empty Gatorade cup, and I would just spit in it, so I just didn't have to swallow.
I feel that, because it was so hard to swallow.
Yeah, and then you just keep getting told to, like, try to eat something, drink water, and it's like...
You really can't do anything.
Yeah, it's so difficult, because it's like, it felt like my throat just, like, was
closed.
just, like,
so
closed, and it just, nothing could go down, and I just remember just being in bed all day. I remember I'd be super cold, and I'd wrap myself in a blanket, and then I'd just be hot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
literally 2
was.
seconds later, and I'd just be sweating. I couldn't sleep at all. There would be times where I'd just be laying there. I'd go to sleep for, like, a few seconds, but until, like, the saliva builds up, and then you have to, like, swallow or do something with it, I just, like, wake up and I'm like, ah. And then, like, I tried to, like, pass time by watching movies, but it just was every single few seconds, just like, okay, I gotta mentally prep myself for, like...
swallowing.
Yeah. And it was
coughing or anything like that.
It was just horrific.
Every few seconds.
How do you think you guys got it?
I think I got it from mixing up drinks with somebody.
Sharing drinks.
Yeah, because like at the time I had a girlfriend, but she didn't get it and doesn't have it. So my guess is that because we were at a concert and there was like drinks on a table, and I think we mixed up drinks. And I got it from somebody else.
I have a similar experience with that. I think because I'm a Running Start student, when it happened last year in June, so like right when we were about to end school. I think I got it, and it was like dormant for a little bit, and then once my immune system totally like went downhill, I totally went under the weather, and it just became some sort of like a plague. I felt like it was a plague.
It just hit you all at once.
Yes, it did. It really did. And I was, I had a boyfriend at the time, and what was absolutely hilarious about it is that I went through a breakup right before I got it. So then it was like all at once. Everything in my life just kind of came shattering down. It was great.
Yeah, when I first had it, they thought it was strep. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, well, okay, I don't even know how I got this, but all right. And then after like 5 days of taking the medicine, it just wasn't working. And my mom's like, okay, we got to go back because this obviously isn't working out. And then they did a blood test, and like the next day they said, that's when they told me I had mono. Mm-hmm. And then I just like looked it up a bunch, and I was just like, well, this sucks. Because there's no treatment for it. Like, you just kind of have to wait it out.
You really do.
Yeah, and that was like the worst thing about it is because I'm just all like, well, when can I go back to work or school? And they were just like, well, that's really just kind of up to you. Like, and then they said that you can't kiss or share drinks for the next 6 to 12 weeks.
Yeah. Probably like 3 months at least.
Yeah.
It was a while, yeah. But I mean, not that it like not that it like matters, I guess. For me, I was just more like alone the whole entire time, waiting at home for myself to get better.
You don't want to do anything while you have
right.
it. So it's
Yeah,
not really like
I
it matters,
definitely feel that. But when you post having it and you're still contagious, but you're not feeling it anymore, that really sucked.
Yeah.
Especially like if you start talking to someone, you're just like, well, we can't do anything until like week 10.
Week 10.
And what did your doctor tell you? It was like the college students get it in like the first year.
Yeah, when he was just running me through what it was, he was just all like, you know, it's very common with first year college students, which I could assume would just because like, I don't know, maybe they're possibly sharing drinks, but I think you're a lot more like active with kissing, like first year college. So it says like first year college students get it, and typically like from what I read, a lot of people it differs. So some people they have it really bad for 1 to 3 weeks, like that's like the main time frame. I got a little bit lucky. I had it really bad for about like 2 weeks. Like
I think I had 3.
Oh yeah, that's awful.
I got misdiagnosed as well though, so they thought it was a gland infection, and they gave me antibiotics that ended up I was allergic to.
Oh no!
And they were like this big, so I had to break them up into like half and then swallow them, and it was awful. No. And I was when I was in Las Vegas, and for the archery thing, so I like broke out with like rashes, and I couldn't eat anything because it'd make me sick. And then when I got back from the trip, they like did a blood test to find out it was mono, and they're like, you probably shouldn't have been traveling or taking this.
Yeah, they had me taking penicillin, which was what I was told was they was making it worse.
Yeah, I was on amoxicillin.
Yeah, and
I didn't take any medicine.
You got lucky.
Well, I got a little bit upset because I was just all like, well, when they first gave me the option, they're like, okay, do you want to take the pills? You could take it. I think it was up to like 7 days for taking the pills until it'll go away. Or they were like, we can just give you a shot and it'll be all good. And it was like a shot in the butt. And I'm like, I wasn't mentally prepared for like that option.
No.
So I was just all like, I'll just take the pills. I'll be good. And then, like, it just didn't work. So I ended up having to go back. But, yeah, I think it definitely, I think for me it was like one of the worst things I've ever gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, especially because within that like first week of just not knowing what was wrong with me.
I felt like I had a disease. I was afraid.
Yeah, I waited like 5 or 6 days before going in too, and it was just like, this is the worst flu I've ever had. And then it just like, never went away.
Yeah, and I just did not know what was wrong with me. I'm just all like, I was trying to like think back. I'm like, I don't feel like I ran into anyone who had like some type of like serious illness to where it could like come on to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall it was just most likely the worst thing that I have ever gotten. And the good thing is that from what I've read, you can only get it once in your life.
Mm-hmm.
It stays in your blood, but you're no longer contagious after like that 10-week mark. And
when they test your blood, they're always gonna see it.
Yeah.
But it's just not. It's not. It's like it's dormant. It's not there anymore, and it's not gonna affect anyone else, which is good.
Yeah, they kind of compare it to like chickenpox. They're like, yeah, it's always gonna show up. It's like once you get chickenpox and you don't have it anymore, you're not contagious. It'll still stay in your blood, but it won't.
The worst thing it does is like it can like act up to make you feel weak sometimes, but that's only if you have other illnesses like hitting you.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's not anything like bad.
I feel like I'm over the whole, like, I recently got it, like, beginning of this quarter. I feel like I'm good with it now, but after feeling better, there was, like, a lot of those, like, moments of just feeling, like, exhausted for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I just did a whole, like, I had such a huge busy day, even though I didn't really do anything. I was just, like, super tired all the time, but other than that, I think it was way better compared to like what it used to be.
Yeah.
And I remember just thinking like I wouldn't wish this upon anybody. Like hearing the term like mono, and it's also referred to as like the kissing disease because that's how it's mainly spread.
Saliva.
I thought it was just like, I don't know, mono just doesn't sound like that threatening or that bad of an illness.
Yeah.
And it's like way worse than I ever thought it would be. And it was just kind of like weird because I don't really know how I got it, and it was just kind of like weird having to like tell my mom like, yeah, I got mono, I don't know how though.
Yeah, my parents looked at me and they were like,
you mean the kissing disease?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
What are you doing with your life? Like
the funny thing is though is that it was like a few weeks ago. we had like some birthday party, and it was still like I was still contagious. And like everyone had red cups, and I forgot where I put my red cup, so the whole party went on quarantine pretty much.
No.
And I was like, I felt so bad. Also, another thing that I didn't know, this is one of the also horrible things, is that like there was like 2-3 concerts I missed because post, like your spleen is very like sensitive, it enlarges, so like any type of trauma it can rupture, and then you have to go to the hospital. And I love going to like metal concerts.
Yeah. I was having like pain.
Yeah, it wasn't pain, but it felt weird.
Achy though.
It felt like
me.
It was weird. Like I could physically feel like whatever, like the spleen itself. Like I could feel it, which didn't feel felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But like I wanted to go to like I love
loose.
mosh pits.
Yeah.
I love moshing. That's the one thing I love doing at concerts, and like I missed like 2-3 concerts just because like my sister I sound like the biggest wimp ever. She's like, hey, you want to go knock loose? And I'm like, I can't. I don't want to rupture my spleen.
Yeah.
But now I'm pretty sure I'm good, so I'm pretty sure I want to get the blood test just to get the clarification, because I think I'm like on week 9.5 right now.
Okay.
So I'm like definitely pretty sure that I'm good, but I just want to get the blood test to clarify.
Yeah.
I never even went back to get a blood test. I figured I was just fine.
I waited 4 months.
Well,
and then
that's good.
Called it good.
Yeah.
Alright, if we had to give like a final verdict out of 5 reviewing mono, what would you give it? I give it 3 out of 5. I'd definitely get it again. I'd recommend to friends.
I would say that if you have something you're not sure what it is, to just do the blood test.
I didn't even get that option. They were just like,
they didn't give me that
tested me
option
for
either.
strep, and then they were like, alright, it's probably strep. Here's some medication. Didn't work, and then I was just like, that's when I went back like 5 days later.
Yeah, no, they didn't give me an option either until I went back after I got back from Vegas, and then they did a blood, like just a finger prick, you know, nothing like major, and they could figure it out from that. I'm like, you could have done that in the first place.
Even that scares me though. I hate needles.
It's not that bad.
Being pricked.
Hey, at that point,
I'm a wimp.
I hate needles, but
at that point where I felt like I was dying, I was like, I don't care what you put in me, just like figure out what is wrong.
Honestly, I would give it like a 7.5. Like,
I think this is the worst thing.
Didn't we go to 5?
I don't know.
I would say it's the second worst thing I've ever had, but
what's the first?
The first worst thing was a 2-week virus that I got, and they don't know what it was. It was just a virus that was in the air, and I had 104 fever for I had a fever for 14 days straight, and there was no antibiotics they could have gave me, so it was that was the worst.
Did you ever figure out what it was?
They did blood tests. They just
It's
said
it reminds me of
virus.
a story Steve said. There was they did an X-ray on him, and they found something in his stomach, and he just never went back to figure out what it was. It was just it was some type of foreign object in there. He's like, oh, cool. And then he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was just like, did you ever go back to figure out what it was? He's like, no, it was years ago.
Yeah, pretty much that case. But
what was your post reaction with people? Even people around this office or my friends, whenever they get a sore throat, they're like, oh crap, do I got mono now?
Yeah.
I didn't have many people react like that, but I think it's because I was going
low key about it.
Yeah, I was low key, and then I was going here and not at high school much, so it was I didn't really have that many close friends here. It's nobody seemed to really even care.
Right. For me, I was kind of just at home. It didn't really matter. It was the last, I don't know, couple weeks of school. I missed 1 week for sure and powered through the rest of it. I don't really know that I had a lot of interactions with people for them to freak out on me, but my parents were definitely so how did you get it? I swear I was just sharing drinks.
Yeah, I feel
pretty sure that's how I was.
Yeah, I feel a lot of my close friends, when around this time of season when people start getting colds and stuff, they're like, oh my god, do I got mono now?
Yeah,
it's just
they're afraid.
Yeah, and I'm like, we didn't kiss, you did not drink one of my drinks,
exactly.
You should be fine. And that's another thing too, I'm I feel if they did get mono and it wasn't for me, they're gonna look at me, even though it wasn't me.
That was an excuse I used, because I don't like sharing drinks in the first place, but during
Actually,
sports and baseball, I'd be even though I was pretty sure I was not contagious anymore. But like, I got mono. You can't have my drink. Sorry. And they'd be like, oh, okay, like we're good. I'm like, exactly. It's
The
fine.
problem about it is I feel like there is like a stigma that comes with it. Like people are
Got like a disease.
Yeah.
Like when you're reading, when I was reading about it, like people infected with the virus. I'm like, dang, what? I felt attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
Like,
I'm
soloing me
like
out
an
right now.
enemy on Resident Evil or something.
Moral of the story: don't listen to your doctors if they say, "Oh, it's strep." Make 100% sure.
Get the blood test.
Yeah.
Get the blood test, and
You'll be fine.
You'll be okay.
Wait it out.
you're not gonna die as much as you feel like you're going to.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, in conclusion, just don't kiss anybody or share drinks with anybody.
Ever. Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Ever. Live your life without ever kissing or sharing drinks. And
Abstain from that.
honestly, I would have much rather had strep because at least they had
I've had
like
strep.
an
Wasn't
antibiotic
fine.
for it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like something that can help. With mono, you just gotta wait it out, and that was horrific.
Yeah.
All right, thank you all for watching. Join us this week for our Wednesday video and possibly a movie review on Friday. I'm not sure yet. Thank you all for watching.
Thank you.